What kind of experience would it be when a timid chemistry teacher transforms into a powerful drug lord? Ever since he got rid of the police's suspicion, Walt has been going further and further down the path of crime. When he saw that someone dared to play tricks on his turf, Walt told them to get out of his territory. The burly man saw how tough Walt was and turned around and left. His confidence came from his terminal illness. In order to leave a large sum of money for his wife and children before he died, he decided to monopolize all the sources of their product, drugs, in the local area. With their current technology and reputation, they were more than capable of making a name for themselves. Walt knew that he didn't have much time left. In order to mass-produce the product as soon as possible, he lied to his wife that he was going on a business trip out of town. Although Walt felt a bit guilty, he believed that his wife would understand his good intentions after he passed away. Then he picked up his suitcase and walked into the airport. After his wife left, Walt walked out of the airport again. The one who came to meet him was his partner, Jesse. According to their usual routine, they drove the RV to the outskirts so that no one could disturb them. Under Walt's guidance, Jesse, who knew nothing about chemistry at first, had also become proficient. After 2 days and 2 nights of intense work, the two of them produced more than 40 pounds of the product in total. After deducting the cost, they could still have $1.3 million left. The two of them were so excited that they were speechless. Now all they needed to do was go back and let their subordinates distribute the product, and they would immediately get millions of dollars. However, when Jesse was about to start the car and leave, an embarrassing scene occurred. The car ran out of electricity. It turned out that Jesse, for the sake of convenience, had left the key in the ignition when they came. As a result, after 2 days, the battery was severely drained. Walt looked at him with the eyes of someone looking at an idiot. This kind of behavior was simply stupid. Fortunately, they still had a generator. But then came an even more heartbreaking scene for Walt. When Jesse poured a bucket of water on the generator, it was completely destroyed on the spot. Walt was stunned. If they had used dry powder to put out the fire, there might have been a chance to save the generator. Now the two of them could only wait to die there. Moreover, for the sake of absolute safety, the place they had chosen didn't even have a signal. Walt's mood at this moment couldn't be described as just despair. Jesse questioned Walt, saying that since he was so capable, why couldn't he make something to generate electricity for the car? This suddenly gave Walt an inspiration. He asked Jesse to collect all kinds of metal parts, and they could even remove the parts from the car if there were any. The more, the better. Indeed, if you master mathematics, physics, and chemistry, you won't be afraid anywhere in the world. With a series of operations, Walt actually made a small generator using the metal parts. Fortunately, they managed to start the car. After they got back, the two of them said goodbye in a hurry. Jesse pulled the product and started to make money, while Walt, accompanied by his family, went to the hospital. To his surprise, after the treatment, his condition had actually improved. Even the doctor said it was a medical miracle. Everyone was happy for him. However, this also strengthened Walt's determination. He decided to use the extra time that God had given him to give full play to his strengths and do everything he could to make money. When Jesse learned this news, in order to celebrate Walt's improvement in health, the two of them immediately decided to expand their business and extend their reach to the territory in the Eastern District. However, they didn't realize that their behavior had already broken the rules of the criminal world.